Hello guys, good morning. I have one repair order here. Civic 2021 with only 28 kilometer mileage. Check vehicle engine cut off while driving. So it was came by crane. Okay. The repair order number is 20580. So this is a new car. So the story is this car has just released yesterday, and the customer while the customer is driving, he said that while he's driving, the engine suddenly shut off, and the policeman outside just caught him. So this is a new car, really. As you can see, there's still a sticker. Yes, and it still has plastic cover. See, this is kilometer reading, 29 kilometer. Yes, and his fuel level is enough to start and drive the car. Okay. So no. So the first thing I did is I verified the customer complaint, but unfortunately I cannot duplicate the customer concern because it is starting, and I can drive it smoothly right now. So it means the problem is intermittent. So it's not it does not happen always. So the second thing I did is I checked the DTC, and also I checked also when I started the engine and drive this car. I didn't notice any malfunction indicator light on his gauge. So as you can see guys, I started the engine and there was no malfunction indicator light at all or any warning message. So this car is okay at this time. And the second thing I check is I check all the DTC. It is called health check, and I never find any DTC even in the body electrical. So the second thing I check is of course I have to find the problem regarding customer complaint. So the second thing I check is if there is any OBS or onboard diagnosis data. So yes, I found that there is OBS data. So I mean onboard snapshot data. It was stored in the ECM PCM. So here it is. So let me explain you guys how advanced is our technology that we can diagnose the problem without duplicating the customer concern. So the ECM PCM has the ability to or capability to store any abnormalities when it happens from negative So let's put the cursor here from negative 9 seconds, 9.90 seconds.
Pardon guys, I just muted what I am saying right that time because I want to explain this in a way that the majority of our viewers may understand what I am saying. Okay, let's get back to the OBS data. It is total of 10 seconds back after abnormality in the system happens. And in this case, it was a sudden engine shut off. So we have only total of 10 seconds to investigate what makes the engine shut off. This means time and data here are limited, but it's enough to give a relevant information to a diagnosis technician. Let's go guys, let's read and analyze the OBS data. This is all we have. So failure to do this or to diagnose this right now will result to delay and customer dissatisfaction.
So there you are. Let's see what happened first. Let's see what happened first to the engine speed and vehicle speed. Okay, so let's move slowly. Okay, he is driving at 1418 rpm. This is his engine speed, as you can see, and 16 kilometer per hour. That is his driving condition. So okay, 1419 kilometer per second, per hour, 1066 20 kilometer per hour, and going down 862 rpm, engine speed 18 kilometer per hour. Until 737 11 kilometer per hour. This is actually a millisecond, guys. It happens in few seconds only. Okay, 799 until 363 rpm vehicle speed, and he has only 9 kilometer per hour until, as you can see, now we have 0.60 seconds left. Okay, and he has now 0 engine speed. So the engine suddenly shutted down from 246 rpm. It's very low, and with 9 kilometer per hour. So now it became 0 engine speed. This time the engine suddenly shut off, and the vehicle is still running at 9 kilometer per hour. Okay, so that is the time when the engine shut off totally. And look at the notice what is happening to our injector.
Okay guys, if you notice the engine speed earlier that drops continuously down to 0 while his shifting gear position stays at the position, while he keep on pressing the accelerator pedal, it can be seen on APP sensor, and in response, throttle valve opens within normal range. But his fuel injector duration is too long from the whole 10 seconds captured by the engine control module. So there is really something wrong here, guys. AC pressure sensor is also out of range, but overpressure in AC system could not stop the engine from running, unlike the fuel injector. But you know, as you can see, the fuel injector is working. In fact, it works over time, but it doesn't mean the fuel injector is the cause of the problem, given that it is working. The question is, why fuel injector opens for too long? So let's go deeper, guys. In addition to that, he has zero CKP noise, that is the job of knock sensor. He has also zero CKP no pulse. He has also zero misfire, and most especially, he has no engine overheating, and it can be seen on ECT sensor 1. The state of charge of his battery looks fine, so this means his alternator is working properly. Okay guys, right this time I suspected the high pressure fuel pump, but unfortunately it is not included in the list. But we can still find out if there is a fuel pressure in the system before performing fuel pressure test. It is expected to get normal fuel pressure reading at this time because the engine starts smoothly and is drivable, while high pressure fuel pump is located inside the fuel tank. So it's worth it to spend a little more time investigating on another fuel related data.
Fuel injector duration is uh, 10.36. That's too much. So it means the fuel injector is injecting uh, more fuel, trying to inject more fuel. But since there was no more fuel, the injector duration increased because there was no fuel at all.
So right this time I decided to check the short-term fuel trim, and I found out that his stoichiometric ratio is too lean. It was being interpreted from AFFB, ST fuel trim. ST stands for short term. So short term fuel trim.
Yeah, he's still driving at this time. He has his shifting lever is in the D position.
Another reminder guys, the purpose of this video is to give idea to all car owners and not for them to fix it by themselves because of danger working on fuel related issues. Never open any fuel lines with a phone in your pocket. No smoking or any form of fire nearby. Never open any fuel line without disconnecting battery terminal. Never open any fuel lines when the engine is hot. I remember about 9 years ago, my co-technician almost blew up the whole garage. And he said he didn't do anything wrong while we have already evacuated and watching like there are clouds inside our garage. And our manager is so angry at him. The car he was working on at that time has just arrived few minutes ago from a long ride. He disconnected the negative terminal of the battery. He didn't carry any phone or anything that create fire, but the engine itself is hot like a fire. So please guys, always remember the three element of fire.
Okay, so let's try to grab this. Let me show you. Uh-huh. Fuel injector. Okay. So this is it, guys. This is the graph of the onboard snapshot.
Okay guys, it is now clearer and easier to evaluate them. Please focus your attention to AFFB ST fuel trim. It is air fuel ratio feedback short-term fuel trim. It is now clear that he has two lean with its 1.47 value for fuel correction. It is adding fuel while the fuel injector opens two times longer than it's supposed to. We are expecting lesser than 1 here and not more than 1.10 because the normal role of fuel trim is to add 10% of 1 cc of fuel called adding fuel and reduce 10% of 1 cc of fuel called removing fuel to maintain the desirable amount of air fuel ratio or stoichiometric ratio that is 14.7 is to 1. It is easier to understand if you have background knowledge about lean and rich mixture. Right this time, the fuel correction continues to add fuel, while the fuel injector said, I have already opened my nozzles for too long, but there was no fuel coming out of here. Well, the only one responsible for delivering fuel pressure is the fuel pump module with built-in fuel pressure regulator. That is why, after this data analysis, I performed fuel pressure test as per our warranty officer request. And then I proceed to removal of fuel pump module to apply direct voltage on it. And luckily, I have duplicated a failing fuel pump. Sometimes, yes, it's intermittent. Since we have also a recall for this, I just completed the report to warranty department and then I replaced fuel pump kit for free. And the customer's worry was being relieved by our service advisor together with good services we provided to him. I hope you learned another ideas again guys. I tried my best to explain this in a very simple way. And by the way, courtesy to all masters out there, it is just a piece of peanut for you. There are more difficult troubleshooting than this, like dealing on VCC circuit which I am planning to upload sample video next time. It is based on actual scenario that I have been encountered previously. And to all mechanic or technicians out there who perform diagnosis without scan tool and also dealing with different brand of cars, I admire you most. Your skill is incomparable. What if you're in the middle of nowhere? You don't have scan tool, you only have basic tools and DMM. Have you imagined that? I salute this handful, but full of knowledge and experience. So, more power, guys, and thank you for watching. Leaving you with this remaining moment of snapshot will add to your time exploring other data listed here, like APP sensor. So, thank you again for watching, guys.
Okay,
Enjoy watching.
engine speed is 0 and the vehicle speed is 9 kilometer per hour. So let's see what happened to uh, accelerator pedal. What was the customer doing right this time to his accelerator pedal? Okay, APP sensor. Okay, let's add this APP sensor. Okay, so APP sensor, this is his APP sensor. Right this time his APP sensor data is 11.5%. so it means he's still trying to press his accelerator pedal while his engine has already shut down and his car is still running at 9 kilometer per hour. Okay, okay, yes. Okay, so for sure this problem is clearly showing that there is really a problem on the fuel system. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to check the fuel pressure, perform the fuel pressure test using the fuel pressure gauge, and perform actual inspection to his fuel system. Okay.